One thing I've come to realize is that if you do not learn from the past, you are destined to repeat history. And I think that's really, really true when it comes to relationships. Oftentimes we don't see the pattern until it's too late. And then instead of us actually learning from the things that we've been through, we sit there and repeat and repeat and repeat. And then we wonder why we can't just seem to find that right person or just be in a relationship that is very loving. So I decided I wanted to share 10 of the biggest lessons I've learned in relationships, so that way you can hopefully not have to go through them, or at least you can be aware, so that way when you go into your next relationship, or if you are in a relationship right now or even dating, you can kind of have that in the forefront of your mind so that you don't go through what I had to go through. Because baby, one thing about relationships, they will wear you out if they're not the right one. Now, if you've been here long enough, you know the first thing I'm going to say is that you have to love yourself way more than you love that other person. And I mean truly, fulfilly, wholeheartedly love yourself. If you do not love yourself, you are destined to fall for anything and everything a man brings your way. Because we as women constantly always put other people over ourselves, especially when it comes to men. We're always thinking about their needs before our own. We're always willing to drop whatever we're doing to help them out, to the point it stops us from being us. And by the time we look at it, 5 years, 2 years, even 1 year, we're no longer the person that we once were before the man came. Put yourself first. I'm going to say this one more time. Put yourself first. Love you. Love you. Because if you do not love you, you're going to fall for every single thing. And I mean love you to the point selfish. Like I don't care. I don't care if somebody thinks selfish is bad, because honestly, when you're selfish, it protects you from doing things you shouldn't be doing in the first place. So if you have to be selfishly in love with yourself, then please take it upon yourself to do that. To do that right now, in this era, in this season. Become so selfishly in love with yourself. Next lesson I learned is there is no reward for being an understanding girlfriend. I'm sorry, but that's something, and because my character, I'm an encourager, I am very compassionate, I'm very empathetic. Like I can see people's point of view all the time. But the problem is that if this person is not seeing your worth, is not considering you being an understanding girlfriend, whether they didn't call you, whether they forgot your birthday, whether they forgot Valentine's Day, forgot Christmas, you being understanding, saying, oh yeah, he was working all day, or oh yeah, he just forgot, or oh yeah, no, he does this. There's no reward for that. You being understanding is gonna hurt you in the long run. If that man forgets your birthday, you should not be no understanding. You should be evaluating whether or not you need to stay there. And honestly, at that point, he forgets your birthday and y'all been together for literally a whole wraparound year of your birthday. It's time to go. It's time to go, because you cannot not be the most important thing in life and he forgot your birthday. You cannot keep being understanding that he keeps working but not spending time with you. You cannot keep saying you're understanding that he has a busy schedule and he can't pick up the phone to call you. I'm sorry, there is no reward for being an understanding girlfriend. There is none. Stop. Next lesson I learned, and I actually learned this real early. I don't know what was. You should not be making life sacrifices. Like sacrifices. You should not be sacrificing your life for anybody that is not your husband. Listen, not your husband. He is a boyfriend. That means if you are working here in New York and he gets a job opportunity in California and he is still your boyfriend, let him move over there by himself. You do not pick up all your whole life to move with him. Why? We have heard too many stories of women moving for a man, and then the moment they get there, the man dropped them like a bag of rocks. I actually picked a college in the state that the man lived. That's what I did. So I was even worse. I actually was not that worse, because I did pick a future, because I did go to college, but it wasn't even the college it wasn't the right college for me, right? So even though in my mind I went and I was like, oh well, I'm still going to school, I'm gonna be good. I picked a school out of state when I did not have to. Who knows where I would be? Well, let's not say that, because every life decision leads to where you're supposed to be. I'm here right now with you, so I'm not mad at that. But I'm just saying in general, like if I was thinking smarter, I would have never based my college off of some boy that was not my husband. That was a boyfriend. We need to stop making life life decisions based off of who we are in relationships with, especially if you ain't got no ring on the finger, okay? Because let's be honest, would that man move for you? If you had a job opportunity and you had to move out of state where you guys live, would he move for you? If you cannot say concretely yes with your whole heart, your whole chest, then you don't need to be making no moves for that man. You don't need to be stopping your whole entire life for some man that ain't your husband. That needs to be at the top of the list for every woman at this point. Next lesson I learned, and I think this is something that you need to start doing when you're dating, and I just seen a pattern of that because of what happened. Never tell a man what you're looking for in your man. So your dream man, who you want to be with, never in the dating stage, never period, no matter what stage you're in, tell this man what you want in a man. And the reason why I say that is because I unfortunately went through such a lie that I to this day, me and my friend go back and forth and we just can't believe it. This man faked everything, and maybe he was trying to live up to a potential he wanted to be, but the problem is that if this is not the true essence of who this person is, they cannot keep up with that lie. So it's important that you don't say nothing. Let them show you who they are. Let them show you if they're a person that's accountable. Let them show you if they're a person that are actions over their words. Let them show you who they are. Don't give them no hints. Don't give them no hints. Now, of course, if you have to set boundaries, you speak it once the boundaries is crossed. You say, hey, this is not da-da-da. But even then, it should not be a boundary that's like disrespect, because that's going to be my next point. Ain't no man should be disrespecting you. The moment that man disrespects you, that's you out. The moment that man call you out your name, you out. The moment that man disrespects you in public and private, you out. The moment that man literally degrades you, berates you, talk about you, make fun of you, you need to be out. Because the problem is we be sitting up there be like, oh, he's just playing, oh, he didn't mean it. How you know? You're not in his mind to know. So the fact that you're sitting up there again trying to be an understanding girlfriend, instead of taking him for what he's doing right now, take him for what he is right now in that moment, what he's showing you, what he's presenting, and believe him. This is a side note, but I'm gonna put an asterisk. Please believe these men when they say what they say. If that man said, oh, I'm not looking for nothing, he not looking for nothing. It don't matter if literally y'all stop talking and 2 months later he's actually in a relationship with somebody. No. He just, when he says he's not ready for anything right now, it may be two things. It may be he not ready at all, but he not ready with you. He's not ready at all, or he's not ready with you. Either way, you are not in the picture. So you need to pull out effort, pull out the attention, put it back on you, and go on with your life. Don't be trying to change these men. For what? Why are you changing a grown adult? Again, being an understanding, you're not even the girlfriend yet. You're just being an understanding woman at this point. And you're like, oh, I could change him. What? That's more work on you. Don't you want somebody who will come into your life and make it easy? Because that's what I want. I want when he comes in, I don't got to worry about nothing. I could turn my brain off, because we run our brains all day, every day, taking care of all the responsibilities that we already have. Why would you want somebody to come in that could alleviate that could put you at ease, that could make your life easier? I want that. So if you want that, you got to get to the point where you don't be sitting up there trying to be understanding. You don't sit up there trying to make excuses. You believe them for what they say. If that man is not ready, he's not ready. And to reiterate on the disrespect, one of the major things within that I learned is the fact that if you show a man you'll stay through whatever, he's going to put you through the ringer. Like literally, if you show him you'll stay no matter what is happening, he's going to put you through so much hell, because in his mind, you're not going nowhere. And that is not what you want. You should not want nobody who is purposely doing stuff and know because you're going to forgive them, they don't need to change anything. It's literally like a child. If you let the child get away with doing bad things, they're going to keep doing bad things. And they're going to keep trying to test you. Why do you want to deal with that all your life? So first sign of disrespect, first sign of craziness, first sign of red flag, be out. And I don't even know if this is another point, but we got to get to the point where we stop being lovey-dovey in the eyes. Us being in that first puppy stage crush mode of when we get to know somebody blinds us, bro. It blinds us from so much. And I need us to get to a point, figure it out. Honestly, the key in that is like I said in the very beginning, the first point that says, be so in love with yourself, be so focused on yourself. Because even if a man comes, because you have so much going on, all your attention ain't gonna be on him. And it's gonna be to the point where the only time you really talk to him is if he reaches out to you, which that should be the case. But you sitting up there having too much time on your hand is a problem. Because when the guy comes, you're not gonna see the red flags. You're going to see everything else and be turned into that understanding woman, that understanding girlfriend, and start making excuses when you don't need to. If you show him you will stay through anything, he will drag you through everything. I really want to say this to every single woman, every woman that does not have a kid yet, whether you want one or not in the future. Do not lay up with a man that you cannot see. If y'all have a kid, you don't mind him being stuck in your life. Because not every man is going to basically disown their kid. Like, I know that's the rhetoric out there, but there are really some men who will be there for their kid. But I'm going to be 1,000% honest. If you cannot see yourself being stuck with that guy, even if y'all have a falling out and y'all no longer want to hang out, but y'all have a baby, that's the thing that should stop you from having a baby. Because we don't know the future. And like, somebody could be one way this way, and then through life, changes happens all the time. So it's not something you can predict, but that's why you should really go into these, I guess, relationships and dating with the mindset of, if I was stuck with this guy forever, would I be okay? Like, would that be a good person to be stuck with forever? Because a child locks you with this person for life. When you break up with somebody and got a child, you can eventually forget about them. You can eventually move on with your life. But if you have a kid, once you have a kid, you are stuck with that person for better or for worse, because you have the kid. Whether or not they decide to stay or not to be in the child's life, you stuck with them. So that's something you really, really have to ponder. So just be mindful. If you don't see yourself being able to be stuck with this person for the rest of your life, if you have a kid, just don't have a kid. Just don't have a kid. Like, just don't have a kid. And don't think the kid is going to bring the love or make the relationship work or love you. You don't know how your child is going to turn out, okay? And you don't know if a child is going to actually mend your relationship. And I hate when people use that as a way to, like, keep the relationship together, because it's like, it's not healthy. It's not that child's fault. This got nothing to do with the child, so don't bring the child in it. So just be mindful of these things. The next thing I learned from relationships, and I think honestly is one of the biggest things to me, is not considering the little things. I've been in relationships where I've just had conversations, not even just, you know, like, going places, but just conversations of me wanting to travel, me wanting to do certain things, me wanting to, you know, work out or go to art museums. I didn't realize till later on how important those things were to me. And it wasn't until I was reflecting on these relationships where I realized, why am I not thinking about, like, considering those little things? Because it matters to me that you eat healthy. It matters to me that you work out. It matters to me that you want to travel, to some of the places that I want to go. Mainly because, for one, if I'm working out, if I'm taking care of my health, why would I consider being with somebody who could possibly throw me off? Because that has happened where I am the person who's working out. I'm the person who's eating healthy. I'm the person who's being mindful of just like body, mind, spirit, soul. Why would I not be partnered with somebody like that? Because the thing is, you become the quality of people you're around. And if you have a partner that is not someone who does those things, eventually you either rub off on them or they either rub off on you. And honestly, that falls down to will. For example, if you are a person that suffered from unhealthy eating and you've gotten this far to make sure you're good, right? But then you get into a relationship with somebody who doesn't really care for health, doesn't really work out. Eventually, because you already had that in you, you're going to fall off because of them. And because you're in this whole lovey-dovey, I want to be with my man situation, eventually you're going to see the effects. This is why people always talk about the relationships that you end up gaining weight. And then when you break up, you lose weight depending on who you are. That's how real it is. Like, you gain weight when you first get together with somebody naturally, because all you want to do is spend time with them. You want to hug them. You want to eat food. You go out to eat, all this other stuff. So you end up gaining. It's kind of like the freshman 15 when you go to college. Like, it's like the relationship 10, 20, depending on who you are. So you just got to be mindful of the little things, like the little things. What are important to you? Like, do you like to read? Do you want somebody who's into reading? Somebody who's into going for walks, going on a coffee date? Like, all of these things matter, because if we only consider the big things, we really don't get to see those little parts and sides that matter, because a lot of times those are the things we're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis. Those little mundane things aren't going to be the things that we share with one another when we're in that relationship. So it can't just be, oh, I want them to be financially stable, I want them to be have their own apartment or have their own car. It has to be, oh, they want to travel, oh, they like to go to museums, oh, they like to go on coffee dates on Sundays. All of those things matter. I want to go on a vacation, okay? I can't keep lying to myself, because I did that. I would literally want to go to certain places, and these dudes would be like, oh, I don't want to go there. Like, I want to go to Tokyo. Every dude I ever met, oh, I don't want to go to Tokyo. I don't want to go to Tokyo. Why would I want to be with somebody who don't want to go to Tokyo? And I know it's like, oh, well, he don't have to go with you. Yeah, he doesn't have to. But at the same time, if I want to go one time by myself and then I want to go one time with my partner, why can't I? Why can't I? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to share life with you. I want to experience things with you. That should matter to you. And even if you don't like to do it, or like, say for example, you don't like museums, but you go for me, that's being compassionate. That's you considering me, and I want that. I want you to be able to consider me because I would consider you. So consider the little things that matter to you. If you literally say, hey babe, can you go get me a soda from the drink, and you give them a specific soda and they come back with a different soda, or they come back with none at all, so like, oh, they didn't have it, and in your mind all you're saying is, why didn't you text me? That's the little thing, because the person that you were with will text you, hey babe, they don't have that, do you want anything else? That is a little thing. That is one of my little things. I want where if I say, babe, can you go get me ice cream, I give you a specific ice cream, they don't have the ice cream, you're gonna text me, hey, they don't have this ice cream, do you want something else? Because I am more likely going to tell you there's something else I would like. Consider the little things. Consider the little things. Do not let nobody make you feel like those little things don't matter. They matter a whole hell lot more than the bigger things. The big things matter, but the little things matter even more. Next lesson I learned is that you need to slow down. You need to slow down. I realized in every single relationship I've been in, I did not technically date them. We talked, and then somehow we got into a relationship. That somehow part that needs to be better. That needs to be better, because why is it I'm jumping into something not knowing who this person is, all because they give me good feels, all because we're talking almost every other day, not really spending time, not like I'm overextending myself. I'm literally putting myself in situations when I don't have to, all because I'm not actually going on dates. We need to bring back dating. Be like, hey Joy, I want to take you on a date Saturday night, 8 o'clock, are you free? That is the sentence, because the thing is, you can date and get to know a person. You don't only have to get to know them over the phone. Like, you can date, go places, and get to know them too. Like, both situations work, because a lot of times they can talk a good game over the phone, but in person they gotta show up. They gotta show up in person, and it has to be a repetitive thing over and over and over and over. You get what I'm saying? So you need both. But to not date is to literally set yourself up for failure. It's to set yourself up in a dangerous situation. So remember, slow dating, but make sure you're dating. The whole slow dating really just means get to know people. Don't jump into relationships before you have to, just because you're desperate or you don't want to be alone. Stop. It's gonna cost you more in the long run. It's gonna cost you more. Just saying. Now, lesson I learned is that he's going to treat you exactly the way he feels about you. And I need us to realize that the little jokey jokes, that the little forgetting things, that the little side smirk, that is not cute. You're not 5. You're not 10. You're not in high school. Like, the man that's with you shouldn't be embarrassing you, shouldn't be making you feel less than, shouldn't be making you feel like you don't deserve. Like, that's not cute. And if you see him already treating you like that, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go, because the thing is, when a man is obsessed with you, he's obsessed. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some guys that are goofy and they're just goofy, but you have to also be a goofy girl to like that, because the goofiness should never be on your expense. At your expense, I should say. If it's at your expense and it's happening all the time, you need to reevaluate that, because that should not be the case and it should not be happening. What he says is just as important as what he does. And then finally, the last lesson I learned, and I feel like this is a lesson that I really need every single woman to take. Make sure you are financially independent. I don't care if you're a housewife. I don't care if this man paying all the bills. You better make sure you have a nest egg, because for one, life is life, anything can happen. I was living with a man that I ain't even ever anticipated living with, all because they raised my rent and I couldn't afford it, and it was COVID and all this other stuff. And then because I had a baby, I couldn't work. So because of that, I was dependent on this man. Worst feeling ever, because before that, I was always getting my money, okay? I was in my own place, my own space. I afforded, okay? And that feeling of not being able to move the way you want, to spend the way you want, to go here, go there, that is just the one thing I would never want to wish on any single woman ever. Be financially secure. Get your money up. I don't care if you have to save $100 every week. I don't care if you're a housewife and he gives you $500 every week or $1,000 every week. Please save half of that. Please save 90% of that. Whatever bag you want to get, bro, you're going to have to get that 3 weeks later, okay? Once a month you get a new bag, but you need to be saving. It's not to say that things can't work out. Of course they could work out, but you don't know, because the thing is, we forget that it's not that hard for men to pick up and leave. If they really want to, they will do that. They've done that before. So you need to have the mindset of, I can pick up and leave too and I'll be okay. We have to stop being the martyrs for bad relationships. When the relationship don't work, he all Gucci, got his job, got his place to live, and we over here starting all over literally from scratch. There's too many stories of that. All because we did not make sure we had money in the bank. All because we did not work. All because we did not secure our finances, because this man was taking care of us. You need to make sure you are good financially, especially in this economy. Things are just way too expensive for you to be putting all in on a man. And this is the thing, when it comes to money, understand who you are as a person. Don't listen to what other people are doing. Who you are as a person. If you are a female that likes to go 50-50, that's cool for you. If you're a female that likes to just pay your own way until you see what's really happening, that's good for you. If you're a woman that you want men to take you out, you want to be in a relationship where the guy gives you everything, that's good for you. Everything is not for everybody, and I'm gonna need everybody to stop putting your preferences on other people. Whatever you want is what you need to stand on. But one thing's for certain, two things for sure, just make sure you are financially independent, because whatever happens in the future, you need to make sure that if anything goes wrong, you can have your back at least. Because life is life. We go through ups and downs. Nothing is secure, not even a job. So those were basically the 10 biggest lessons that I learned. There's more, but I needed to make sure I just kept this at 10. But I do want to leave you with understanding that there's nothing wrong with being with somebody. There's nothing wrong with wanting love. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be in a relationship. You just have to make sure you are, I'm going to be honest, mature enough to handle it, and always not putting that other person before your own self, because that's really what leads us to being in these relationships that aren't good for us. We are constantly putting other people before ourselves. We're putting that person before ourselves. And the thing about it is, before that person came into your life, you was living life. There was life before him, and if it doesn't work out, there's life after him. So you need to be able to live life regardless whether he's in it or not. You can't keep stopping what you're doing in life, stopping how you're moving, stopping whatever it is you got going on just because you feel lonely, you want to be with somebody. Like, go slow. Don't allow desperation. Don't allow the feeling of loneliness. Don't allow just culture itself to make you feel like you have to be with somebody right now, and if you're not, then life is not worth it. That is not true, so don't make it a part of your life. I want to know one of the lessons you learned from one of your past relationships. I feel like the more we talk about it, the more we share with one another, the more that we can honestly begin to mature within this dating realm and be able to find the right partner that suits us. You owe it to yourself to become the best version of yourself and to be paired with the right person that matches that.